Hyundai's Tucson has historically stood for value for money motoring, but as well as that inherent sense of value, this car brings a really clean new design as well as some upgraded tech inside. So can it deliver that same budget-friendly appeal as its predecessors, but with a healthy new dose of extra equipment? We're going to find that out today. But before we dive in, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so you're notified every time we upload a new review. The Hyundai Tucson has a really eye-catching design. Much of that comes from this really cool front grille. It kind of flows into the headlights, but you've also got really great lights at the back too, and some nice chrome finishes above the windows. The only bit that looks slightly strange is the squared off wheel arches, which once you've noticed them are quite hard to unsee. The interior of the Tucson is dominated by technology, so you've got a big screen in the middle, secondary screen ahead of you. Both are quite clear, quite easy to use too. There's loads of equipment, you've got air conditioning and heated seats, and heated steering wheel in this car too, which is really good for when you're in cold days like we're in today. I'm not a huge fan of the amount of gloss plastic that's in here, all the way down here, all the way up here, down here too, and it just picks up fingerprints and ends it all up looking a little bit dusty, a little bit grubby. But you have got two really good charging points down here and an extra one in the middle with a 12-volt socket. So in terms of practicality and functionality, it's really good. I just think this plastic material should have been swapped out for something else. The back seat of the Hyundai Tucson is really impressive in terms of space. Now, the seat is in my position, I'm just under 6 foot, and I've got loads of knee room, loads of room for my feet, and plenty of headroom too. So if you've got taller passengers, quite often, they're all going to be very comfortable in here. There's a small transmission hump in the middle, so the person sit in the middle is going to have to put their feet either side, but it's not too bad. And actually, these seats are cloth finished, but really comfortable too. You've also got two USB charger sockets in the middle for charging devices, so there aren't going to be too many squabbles about who gets to charge up their tablet in the back seats. And you've got a small kind of bottle holder at the side, though it's not a deep door bin. All in all, I think this is really good and a very impressive amount of space for a car of this size. Much the same as the back seats, the boot space in the Tucson is really impressive. In fact, there's 616 litres. This isn't a powered boot, it is a manual one, mind you. 616 litres, which as you can see, is more than enough space for all our camera gear for the day. Two big bags swallowed up nice and easily by the boot floor. And you've got to remember this is a hybrid too, so to have over 600 litres of space is actually really good considering it's got all of that extra tech underneath. Nice like parcel shelf holder, and a storage side, and actually some charging points here. Overall, really impressive, really useful. You can get the Tucson with a variety of different powertrains, all with some form of hybrid assistance. So you've got a mild hybrid, you've got a regular hybrid, and then at the top you've got a plug-in hybrid, which will be the most expensive. All are centered around a 1.6 litre petrol engine. And actually, even the regular hybrid slap bang in the middle is going to return around 50 mpg. So as you can see, you're going to get an efficient choice, whichever one you opt for. Obviously, if you're doing shorter trips and you're going to make the most of that electric only running power, the plug-in hybrid is going to be the best bet. However, if you're doing longer journeys, then either of the other two hybrids are going to be a smarter choice. Against some of the Hyundai's rivals, like the Tiguan or the Karoq, for instance, you're going to see some really good efficiency benefits in the Hyundai. And in fact, it's a very smooth and refined driving experience. There's a fair bit of road noise that you're getting coming into the cabin, which does spoil the otherwise quite quiet experience. The powertrain itself, the 1.6 litre engine, still pretty quiet. That's not too bad at all, actually. And the steering is, well, it's quite light for a car of this size. That does make it feel a little bit more agile and lively than you might expect. The ride quality is actually pretty good too. It's dealing with some of the worst potholes, but like I said, we're getting just a little bit of road noise come through and a little bit of tyre noise. But that's to be expected from a car of this kind of price area. We're talking mid to late 20s for the regular and mild hybrid versions, stepping up well over the 30 mark for the plug-in hybrids. Having said that, if you aren't looking at a brand new Hyundai Tucson and you want to check out some of the used examples, you'll find that previous generations actually had quite a similar feel to them. Light, easy to manage, easy to drive, and relatively comfortable too. I just would have liked to have had a little bit of that road noise dialed out, because it is coming through quite consistently into the cabin. Visibility isn't that bad. Either you've got a nice big windscreen, nice screen at the back. The pillar over the shoulder is a little bit chunky, so you do have to be a little bit wary of that. Likewise, these forward pillars are actually a little bit chunky too. So coming up to roundabouts, coming up to junctions, you just have to be a bit careful to look around it. You've got a nice high up driving position too. Feels definitely more elevated than a traditional hatchback or estate or saloon car. So you've got a slightly raised view of the road ahead, and certainly areas around you. That gives you that sense of confidence that you get from crossovers and SUVs, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people are going into crossovers and SUVs, is because they make you feel a little bit more confident, a little bit higher up than a traditional hatch. In terms of performance, the regular hybrids are going to do 0 to 60 in around about 9 seconds, and then the lower powered hybrids are going to be around 10. Plug-in hybrids slightly quicker, but all pretty much on the money in terms of outright performance. I don't feel like it's underpowered in the slightest either. That stepping away from the mark is pretty good, and as we've seen, any big application of throttle isn't actually accompanied by a lot of engine noise, which is really refreshing, because quite often with hybrids you tend to find that the engine revs flare up as they try and make any sort of progress. So this car, nice and quiet. That's really, really good. If you're after a car that isn't going to break the bank in terms of running costs and also offers loads of interior room, then the Hyundai Tucson is hard to beat. It's really impressive actually how much legroom it has in the back, how much tech it's got in the front, and how much space it has in the boot. As a family car, it's pretty well suited. It might not have the overall premium appeal of cars like the Tiguan or the Skoda Karoq, but for everything else, the Hyundai Tucson does exceptionally well. The good news is that these same attributes apply to the previous generation Tucson, so if you aren't planning to buy a brand new one, then having a look at a used one, of which there are plenty of options. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave us a like below and let us know in the comment section what you think of the Hyundai Tucson. And remember, as always, to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified every time we put up a new video.